Hello. Okay, today, so I finished the data visualization module. I was looking at my courses that those I should still take. I guess I'm going to continue with data cleaning, and then this is not really my thing right now. So I'll continue with data cleaning, but not today. Today, I'm going to start using Kaggle Notebooks to collaborate with other people on my data. So that's gonna be the next thing I'll do. I'll start to use, Kaggle Notebooks and work my own data set on Kaggle. One thing. The other thing, I want to try some stuff on my data set regarding visualization and how the structure of the data set affects those visualizations in terms of practicality. So my goal today is to make some quick reading on the Seaborn website regarding this long form versus wide form data, and then do some visualizations. Okay, that's my goal today. I want to try different stuff on a limited data set, small but like a representative of a very large data set. Good. I wanted to record this session because the things I'll discover might help you. And maybe I can make them those small videos on Python and data science. So this is going to be what I will be doing today. Okay. And maybe we should also take some notes. Science. No. I will keep this, but then I'll do this. Long form. Form data. This means each each variable will contain more than one value. So a list of values. And it accepts datasets with more than one vector. Long-form data has the following characteristics. Okay. So each variable is a column and each observation is a row. So to make it more clear, you go make an observation. Let's say you observe this is a drug trial and you have this volunteer one. You measure its blood pressure and then pulse and sodium level in the blood, etc. Okay, so this volunteer one, you put the volunteer one in the row name. So let's say it's an Excel sheet. Let's do this actually. Let's do this. Okay, volunteer one, or let's do volunteer one, and then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we have vitals. I know this looks weird, but this is let's do this. Blood pressure, pulse, temperature, sodium, blood, sodium level, etc. And let's call this as vitals. So usually when you're working with your data frame, this would be here and then this would be here and then these would be here. Remember the renaming, like we would name our column names. We could give names to our like column names, the whole thing. And volunteer are row names. So volunteer one, blood pressure 110. I'm just making it up. 56. Let's work with temperature, Celsius, and I don't know. So something like this. This would be a long form data, I guess. So each column is a variable. Each observation is cool. Let's keep this. As a simple example here, flights data set, which records the number of airline passengers who flew in each month from 1949 to 1960. And three variables: year, month, number of passengers, as seen in here. Okay. So X year, Y passenger, Q month, and kind would be line. The advantage of long-form data is that it lends itself well to this explicit specification of flight. Good. So the okay, let's write it later, like things that are left in our memory. Um, so it means we can specify those columns and where they would be and what columns to be plotted against one another. It can accommodate data sets of arbitrary complexity. As long as the variables and observations can be clearly defined. But this format takes some getting used to because it's often not the model of the data that one has in their head. Okay. So then the long form lets you really specify what columns variable would be used to examine. Okay, so the key is, I guess, therefore the key word is Okay, we'll see if I understood it correct. Short form data. Oh, for simple data sets, it's often more intuitive to think about data the way it might be viewed in a spreadsheet. For simple data sets, though, simple, where the columns and rows contain levels of different variables. For example, we can convert the flights data set into a wide form organization by pivoting it so that each column has each month's time series over years. Here we have the same three variables, but they are organized differently. The variables in this data set are linked to the dimensions of the table rather than to name fields. Each observation is defined by both the value at a cell in the table and the coordinates of that cell with respect to the row and column indices. With long-form data, we can access variables in a data set by their name. That is not the case with wide-form data. Nevertheless, because there is a clear association between the dimensions of the table and the variable in the data set, Seaborn is able to assign those variables roles in the plot. So you just say you just specify the data set and the type of the plot, and then Seaborn plots everything by itself. So this will be the year, month, so year. Each month is different, and then this is the numbers. Okay. This plot looks very similar to the one before. Seaborn has assigned the index of the data frame to X, the values of the data frame to Y, and it has drawn a separate line for each month. There is a notable difference between the two plots, however. When a data set went through the pivot operation that converted it from long form to wide form, the information about what the values mean was lost. As a result, there's no y-axis label. The lines also have dashes here because rel-plot has mapped the column variable, both style semantic, so that the plot is more accessible. Thus far, we did much less typing while using wide form data and made nearly the same plot. This seems easier, but a big advantage of long form data is that once you have the data in the correct format, you no longer need to think about its structure. You can design your plots by thinking only about the variables contained within it. For example, to draw lines that represents the month monthly time series for each year, simply assigning the variables. Month. So before we did year passengers, and then we do month passengers, and year is the hue. Okay, to achieve the same remapping, the white form, okay, transpose. Hmm. Okay, this is why it can assign a continuous um can continuously change the color, okay, of the different lines. Okay. Absence of explicit variable assignment also means that each plot type needs to define a fixed mapping between the dimensions of the white form data and roles in the plot, because this natural mapping may vary across plot types, less predictable when using white form data. For example, the categorical plots assign the column dimensions to the table X and the aggregate across the rows. In summary, we think the long form and wide form datasets are looking something like this. Okay. Okay. Data sets cannot be clearly interpreted using either long form or wide form rules. If data sets that are clearly long form or wide form are tidy, we might say that these more ambiguous data sets are messy. In a messy data set, the variations are neither uniquely defined by the keys nor the dimensions of the table. This often occurs with repeated measures data, where it is natural to organize a table such that each row corresponds to the unit of data collection. Consider the simple data set from a psychology experiment in which 20 subjects performed a memory task where they studied anagrams while their attention was either divided or focused. Okay, the attention variable is between subjects, but there's also a within subjects variable, the number of possible solutions to the anagrams, which varied from 1 to 3. The dependent measure is a score of memory performance. These two variables are jointly encoded across several columns. As a result, the whole dataset is neither clearly long form nor clearly wide form. How might we tell Seaborn to plot the average score as a function of attention and number of solutions? So number average score is a function of attention. So two classes and number of solutions. Number one, number two, number three. These two variables are jointly, okay, well, we read that, such that each variable is a column and each row is an observation. Oh, sorry. Let's transform it to a tidy long form table. Each column is a variable. Each row is an observation. We can use pandas data frame.melt to accomplish this task. I don't know that. Melt. Anagrams.melt. Sub ID, attention. Those are, I guess, the things we keep. And then we do solutions. So I guess what it does is it melts those otherwise defined under solutions or into solutions category and value name score. I guess this automatically groups numerical data here and observe and number digits here. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay, so I guess that's enough. So now let's go look at our data. And I'll take a pause, a biological break, and we'll be back soon. Hello. Okay, so here. Okay, I downloaded my files, so try to upload this now. Guys, I have encountered some problems. I don't know what they are, so I'll just stop here today and continue offline. See you tomorrow.